preview the latest in the development of the Fardels website. So I'm going to load up the page now so that it triggers to have us add the local test net. I'm going to approve it. I'm going to add it to the wallet. All right, so as you can see, we have a basic web page with some options along the top here. So the first thing that we want to do is to create a profile. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a new handle called Ben, and I say I am a Fardels Dev. And then I'm going to also add in a thumbnail image, make myself a picture of a bear. So what it does is it creates a small 60 by 60 pixel thumbnail, and I'm going to click to update the profile. So what it's going to do is it's going to call the register function in the contract, pass in the handle description and the image. Now the gas fee is higher here because we're sending in a larger amount of data with the image. So I'm going to add that. And it says, okay, a profile has been updated. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to actually log in with a viewing key, but we don't have a viewing key yet. So let's go ahead and generate a viewing key. So that's going to be another request to the network. And as you can see now, it shows my handle up here as Ben. Now you'll also see we have more options along the top here, including My Fardels and Unpack. So this will tell us which Fardels have been unpacked previously. So let's just explore these a little bit. So the Explorer function allows us to search for some other user's handle, see what they have on offer. The Unpacked will show what we've currently unpacked. This will show what it is that we've already carried ourselves. And then we can, in fact, carry new things. So this is actually the most interesting piece to begin with. So currently, there are a set number of templates for different kind of Fardels that you want to upload to the network. It could be, for example, a simple text message. So what this means is that we have a private text message that's encrypted on secret network. And then when somebody pays to open it up, then they will be able to read that. Now, there's also a public message for all of the Fardels so that you kind of have something that as you're navigating through the system, it describes what's inside the package, so to speak. So another template we have is a link, and then one for actually putting in Markdown. So, and then we have one for actually uploading a file to IPFS as an encrypted file, and it will store on secret network the key to decrypt that file off of IPFS. But before we show you that, I just want to show you the message one, show you a very simple one. So this would be an example. So we're going to enter a private message. So this is what's inside. And then we have a public message will say, I have a message for you. Now we can add in an image if we want to describe it. You can add in labels. So for example, we might put secret as a label and message as another label. You can do something like activate an automatic sealing time if you want. So this would let you decide, what time you want it to automatically be sealed so people can't unpack it after that time anymore. We're not going to do that at this time. And then, of course, you can set your price to unpack. So let's just set this as one secret. And it's going to sort of pull off approximately what that is in US dollars off of the CoinGecko API. So if you do next, you'll see that this is the confirmed. We have our public wrapper. I have a message for you. It has a couple of tags, and it has some private contents, and it's got a price. So let's carry that to the network. So we'll send this information off. And give it away, and it says, oh, successfully carried it. Now if we go to My Fardels, you will see that we now have it in here. So what it's done is it's pulled it off of, it's done a query off the network for your own handle, and it has the price and the date as the tags, and it's already unpacked because it's your own Fardel, so you don't need to unpack it yourself. You'll see it shows how many likes and dislikes it has, as well as comments. It doesn't have any comments yet, and it gives you an option to seal the Fardel, which will mean that people can't unpack it anymore in the future. So let me show you how we can use IPFS now. So the first thing that we need to do in order to use IPFS is we need to sort of tell the system where we're going to be pinning our data. Um, so if you click this little IPFS logo up here, you'll see actually it turns blue. The reason why it does this is because I already have a local IPFS node running on my machine. And what it's done, and I've also set it up so that it can accept CORS requests from my local host machine. Now, if we click on it again, you'll see that we actually get a dialog box that lets us change this information. So for example, if we want to change it from a localhost port 5001 to some other pinning system, we could do that. But let's not do that. So we've now connected this. So now let's click on store Fardel contents as an encrypted file in IPFS. All right, so essentially, the pieces of this are we just have a file to encrypt as well as a message. Let's go ahead and put the secret network logo. And you'll see what happens is a number of things pop up. First of all, it automatically detects the file type as a PNG file. It has a file size and an encrypted file size, and it actually generates an encrypted version of this. So this is a version that will then be uploaded onto IPFS in this form. And here is the key that will decrypt it. So you as the user, before you even upload the file, you can choose to download your encrypted file if you want. And so you'll see it actually downloaded an encrypted file. Or if you want, you could generate a passphrase if you want. And it does it again. It creates a brand new encrypted file. You can set what you want the file name to be for the user once they unpack it. Let's just change this to something a little simpler, secret network logo. And you'll say here is the secret network logo. All right, so you have your contents to store in IPFS. Now what we need to do is actually pin it to IPFS. So you confirm that you want to add this file to IPFS. So I'm going to confirm that. So at this point, if you get a OK back from that saying that it's been pinned to IPFS, it has put that encrypted file up there. So now we can create our public wrapper. So this is the secret network logo. You can add some various tags as you want. Let's make this the low price of 0.5 secret. And let's add in a thumbnail image actually of that file so that we have it there. So it creates a little thumbnail image of what it's going to look like. And then we click next. And here we confirm it. And you can see actually what it's storing up on the secret network is the file type, the passphrase, the CID, so we know where it's stored on IPFS, as well as the message. So let's go ahead and carry that. And prove that. And it has been carried. So now if we go back to my Fardels, you will see here that we now have this secret network logo available. And we have a link that we can actually download it. So what this does is when we click on the link, it does download the original PNG file. As you can see here, it opened it up. So what it did is it pulled off of IPFS, it did the decryption with the key, and it allowed you to download the PNG file. All right, so that's for you as the user, setting up, things that you want to put on there. Now, of course, you might want to explore other users. So what we'll do is I seeded this setup with a couple of test accounts. So let's go to one called Alpha. And you could see here, these are some other, bits and pieces that came down. Now these have not been unpacked yet. So here's, an example of one. Let's unpack it. Um, you can see, oh, okay, I'm going to unpack it. It has a Fardel ID. We approve it. And what it does is it actually sent the, the zero point 0.6 secret over to that test, the other test user, and it unpacked it. And you can now see what's inside. It's got a link, and it's a link to Google. Now you can upvote or downvote it. Say I really like this, so I'm going to comment on it. So I upvote it, and you see, aha, it went to 1 heart. Actually, let me upvote it again. It might not let me do that. Actually, it should not let me do that because you cannot rate a Fardel more than once. So the contract knows which accounts have rated which Fardels. Now we can also add comments if we want. So, this is a really great search engine. I'm going to add my new comment. Pops it up here. Of course, you're paying gas fees every time you're making comments and doing all these sorts of things, but hopefully people are incentivized to give back good reviews and comments for material that they really like, so that once we sort of actually develop the search engine back ends where we can actually search over the public metadata for these different Fardels, that we can incorporate information like how many likes they have and that sort of thing in our ranking algorithm. Um, so you've got, you can see if you go to unpacked, it's got just the unpacked one that I just unpacked before. If we go back to exploring and go back to alpha, maybe I want to follow that user. So I have follow, and you're going to follow this alpha user. And ta-da, it pops up here as I am now following. So what this means is that, when I go back to the Explore page, I have Alpha here, and I can just click on it, and it will pop up with that user's accounts. We also have the possibility to block users and those sorts of things as well. The backend contract does also have all the information for recording, all the transactions and those sorts of things. I don't yet have that incorporated into the user interface yet, but that's a simple addition. All right, so that's the latest in the development of the Fardels page.